Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Three Strangers podcast.
Hello.
I'm your host, Ryan.
I'm Bill.
And I'm Nick.
And we like to watch movies together in person.
Yeah.
Woo! This
Finally.
is the in-person podcast that we all have been waiting for. And of course,
man,
we
feels so
had to
good.
get our audio engineer, Skippy Midnight,
Skipster.
with us in person.
Right.
I think they can already tell it's in person since we're just all together.
Yeah,
You
you
can hear
guys
it.
hear us. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're so stoked. This was my first in-person movie since over a year.
Me too.
Over a
Me
year
too.
and a half.
But
Yeah,
not
Bill,
Ryan's
not
first
Not
Ryan.
mine. No, not mine.
Ryan.
I did follow procedure the other times.
yeah. The CDC's coming to your house, bro.
Bro, I
Don't
hope
worry
not.
about
But Bill, what did we watch?
We watched The Conjuring, not The Conjuring 3, The Conjuring, Devil Made Me Do It. The Devil Made Me Do It.
Yes.
It was not 3. Why did they decide to omit the 3? Do they want to start a new franchise?
In the title card, they say what's it called? The Conjuring 3, but not in the actual
in
title.
the actual movie.
Yeah, not in the
I was
movie.
waiting for
Yeah.
the 3 to appear. I was like, oh, okay.
I think it's just a little I think that was Michael Chavez trying to do something a little different
One of my favorites.
since James Wan did the first two movies.
Mhm. And different was definitely what this movie was. In
Yeah.
comparison to two.
Different.
Yeah.
Of course, you had similarities. They didn't change too much about our main characters in Ed and Lorraine, which I liked.
Yeah.
Yes, right, yeah.
But yeah, you could tell by the filming style that was very different from the first two movies.
Cinematographically different.
Yeah.
Different feel. Different
Yeah.
feel to it. I can't quite place my finger on it right now.
You could definitely tell it was a different director doing a Conjuring movie rather than
Yes.
just a third Conjuring movie.
Yeah.
Which I think might be the underlying cause of some of the stuff we're going to talk about.
Still very much was a Conjuring movie though. I don't
Yeah.
know what I can quite place about it, but yeah.
Yeah. And I know, Skippy, this was your first Conjuring movie,
This
right?
was my first Conjuring.
Yeah, so what'd you think about
What'd
it?
you think?
I thought it was okay. You know, it wasn't bad.
Mhm.
It wasn't the best movie I've ever seen. It was
Sure.
entertaining, and it was just a fun watch. That's
Yeah.
Skippy, did you seem to understand it despite not seeing the first two?
I think this one, this story kind of stood by itself. I don't think I really
True.
needed any pre-existing context for anything. I enjoyed it, you know, especially because I don't know about the Conjuring universe. I think that this was a good first step.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we've done a podcast on the Conjuring universe where it's basically us just shitting on the Conjuring universe.
Yeah.
But, would this hit top 3 Conjuring universe or no?
No.
No?
Not for me. Not for me straight away. Top 3? No.
Top 3.
Oh, the Conjuring universe.
I mean, the thing about the
top
Conjuring-
3 Conjuring
The thing
movies.
about the Conjuring universe is the Conjurings movies were pretty good,
Mhm.
in that list. And
Yes.
I don't know.
And Annabelle Creation, we had up there too.
Yeah,
Annabelle Creation. I really
right with the
liked.
origin story.
So would you say that this movie was better than Annabelle Creation?
For me, no. I don't know about you guys.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm just not an Annabelle fan, so
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
yeah, that's right. I never know how I feel about Annabelle. I don't know. What was? I don't know. How do you think it would compare to the first three? Actually, I want to say something real quick.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
sure.
went into this really confident that it was going to be a prologue.
Yes.
I thought it was
It
going to
was-
be the court case of the Amityville Horror.
Yes.
It wasn't that at all.
It wasn't that.
It was
at all.
not that at all. And
No.
then Skippy, I led you astray.
You did.
I
Because
led
I-
you straight to Skippy. I'm sorry. We apologize.
It's
Yeah.
alright. It's okay.
So the,
Sorry.
the film takes place. I don't know. The film takes place in 1981.
One.
Mhm.
Yep.
And it's this new haunted house case. But instead of being a haunted house, really, it's about an abduction.
Exorcism?
Possession.
Possession,
Thank
yeah.
you, Skippy. Yeah, it's mostly focused on possession rather than haunting.
Yeah.
It seems. And the beginning, and you said this right away, Ryan. I was sitting next to you.
Mm.
In the beginning, there's a single shot of a guy in a black hat, black
Yeah.
and a white suit with a briefcase under a lamplight.
They knew what they were doing.
They
for
knew.
Sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for that. I missed that.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
Oh, it must have just been right before you came in.
You
Yeah.
sat down. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
cool. Big
I
homage
automatically,
there.
you could see it and you're like, oh, this is The Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie starts with an exorcism.
Mm-hmm.
Now I gotta say, I mean, it's easy for us to like sit there and be like, oh my gosh, why would the guy, what's his name, Arne?
Mhm.
Ode Arnie, who becomes later the main victim of this film. Like how do you not know like that welcoming a demon into you is like a bad, like, you know, like I just maybe it's because they're not like as well versed in horror movies as we are, but like, you know,
Yeah,
like,
and we should probably say now the spoiler warning.
oh yeah, big
I guess
spoiler.
this will be a little spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah, we won't say what happens fully in the end,
Mhm.
True.
the conclusion
We won't.
of it, but
You need to know that Arnie's the guy. But I mean, hell, the trailer.
I'd say the trailer
The
ruins
trailer
it.
kinda-
The trailer ruins a lot of the mystery of the movie to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is a big
Yeah.
problem that you always have with trailers.
Yeah, there was way too much information that was given up, and way too much of the ending shown in the trailer of where they are. If you watch
Yeah.
the trailer, you see all of that, and it
Mhm.
for me, as soon as there was a mention of in the morgue
Mm.
in that area where there was mention of her going into that place,
Mhm.
I was like, oh, that's where the climax of the movie's gonna be,
Yeah.
and because I already knew since I saw the trailer.
Mhm.
I got a question for you guys. I know we're kind of skipping all over the place, but the guy that they go to talk to, the priest,
Mhm.
Yeah.
he's not in any prior Conjuring universe movies. He's not the La Llorona guy, right? La Llorona.
I can't remember.
Because there is a priest that features very
There
prominently
is.
in that one, but I
Mm.
don't know whether or not he's a thing. I think it's fine if he's a one-off. I think that's fine.
Yeah. And
You know?
they definitely make him a one-off. He's not going to be appearing in anything else unless it's prequel stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But why would you have a prequel of this? It's impossible to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The trailers made it seem like it was going to be a prequel because it was a court case, and there had been talk about court cases in the past, and they referenced those court cases during the movie, but it was more, oh, no, this is happens after Conjuring 1 and 2, and it's this new place, new haunting. Ed and Lorraine are a bit older.
Yep.
And I think you could definitely see that.
Definitely tell. It's a little uncomfortable in some
Yeah.
way. Like they really shouldn't be doing this at their age. They're like late 40s, early 50s or
Yep.
something. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And there's definitely some medical trouble involved with age, it seems like.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
With at least one of them.
Ed's falling apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Daddy Ed was falling apart right there
Yeah.
in this movie. He instantly is attacked in the beginning, and the devil says something about his heart and touches it, and then he's just gasping for air automatically, and then that's it. During the whole movie, he's got heart problems.
Begin CPR.
Yeah, as well as sight problems, like I said
Oh my goodness.
in the second movie where he has sight problems. This movie made sure he had some more sight problems.
Listen,
Yeah.
They just have to handicap that. He's
Mm.
too powerful.
He is the Omni-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It definitely-
Invincible universe.
It definitely seemed like, if you watch the first Conjuring, it doesn't seem this way as much, because the Rain and Ed are just the experts,
Mhm.
but they're not necessarily the protagonists of the
Mhm.
first movie.
Yeah,
And in the third, this one,
they're the protagonists.
they're the protagonists. They're kind of the heroes.
Yeah.
It's
Far beyond.
kind of like a hero movie with horror, is what I was
Yeah.
kind of getting. Because it's much more an investigation movie than a horror movie.
Mhm.
And I think that is coming off of Conjuring 2, where they were kind of the heroes.
Yeah, it was a mix.
It was a mix, and now
Mhm.
they're fully the heroes, and I think that's a good place to end it.
Yeah.
I like really they're probably gonna make more Conjuring movies.
Mhm.
Bro, can't wait for Annabelle 4. Annabelle Goes to Prom. Like,
Holy moly!
oh my
That's not an
god.
actual thing, is it?
No, it's not.
No.
To our knowledge, it isn't. I hope.
Could be, yeah.
Universal Studios, whoever is making this, do not make that a movie.
Don't get
I
any-
promise you, I will not watch it.
Don't get any ideas.
No money. No money.
Yeah.
You will not get any money from us, but
Yeah.
What do you guys think is the strengths of the movie? What would you say is the strengths of? What do you guys like?
The performance of the kid.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same
performances in
thing.
general.
There's
I
a
think
little
were pretty
boy
strong.
in that is a focus on, especially at the beginning of the movie, and he's prevalent throughout, and he does a spectacular job.
Mhm.
Not a cliche. It's a cliche trope, but not cliche acting. He does really well with being creepy, but not.
being too creepy.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
too creepy where it's corny because it's just a creepy kid. He seems just a bit more innocent, but he's experienced.
yeah.
He's experienced this haunting before.
It felt like how the performance in The Sixth Sense from the kid was like very genuine.
Yes.
This performance felt very genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Absolutely.
agree.
That's
Especially-
often when I saw him, I was thinking of The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, sure.
Mm,
What's up,
that's a
Skip?
good point.
I mean, when I think of that kid, I think of the one scene with him and Arnie, when he's talking to him about it and like going through his experiences with everything.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think that was really the pinnacle of like him doing a really great job at selling himself as this character.
Mhm.
And I think that he just had an overall great performance. Along with, I mean, a lot of the other actors did a really good job. The one cop was terrible.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy his performance as much as the others.
He was just corny. He was a little corny. That's all.
Little corny guy.
Yeah, he was a little bit of a cornball.
Do this for me. I do this for you.
Yeah, if you help me find a missing girl we haven't found in 3 months, then I'll give you these files.
Yeah.
It's like, huh?
Yep.
You know what I thought was going to be the corniest moment of the movie, and they really turned it around? When they were trying to convince the lawyer, and they were like, yeah, you have to put in, like, that it was murder due to demonic possession.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to see some proof. I thought it was, I think I whispered to you, I was going to be like, this is going to be the worst scene in this movie,
Yeah.
where, like, it's like, oh, no, Annabelle is...
Yeah, imagine you see Annabelle like sprinting across the floor, like the
Yeah.
Crooked Man thing is moving.
but then they did it so cleverly where they just cut to her putting in the plea, and she was like shaking looking.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was like, oh, I saw some stuff.
Yeah.
Like that was so good. That was really good.
You make a good point there, yeah, because
Yeah.
they could have easily done something really corny, and
Yeah.
that kind of would have taken out of the seriousness of the movie.
Sure, would have taken time too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There were
I can't lie, I would have left.
misdirects.
I would have left during
Yeah,
it. There were a few misdirects during
Which
the movie.
I enjoyed all of them.
Mhm.
I enjoyed every single misdirect that the movie had. I don't think there was one that fell flat.
No.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, and,
No.
and that's something they've done consecutively. All 3 Conjuring movies, they've been great at the scares. They've been genuine. The first Conjuring I think we talked about was mostly about just genuinely scaring you using the rules in the book.
Yes.
And they didn't use anything unique or creative, but they genuinely did all the rules well. They did all the tricks really well.
Yeah.
The second one kind of wavers with the scare, but this one, yeah, Skippy, I think you're right. The scaring was pretty good.
Yeah.
Misdirection of scare.
The
It
only
was.
thing that I didn't like about the scaring in this movie is that you could tell when something was going to happen because the music just cuts.
Yeah.
Like that was.
Yeah, they love doing that.
They give you the cues, and it's just so obvious when something's going to happen.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with most horror movies nowadays. That they're just gonna play a really loud noise that's gonna pierce your ear. I mean, when we were watching the second Conjuring movie yesterday,
All the
Yeah.
time.
like I've seen it a few times, but there's this one jump scare in it, and I can't tell you what the jump scare is, but the sound is so piercing on that specific one that it makes me jump because it hurts my ear that much.
Yeah, and then that's at that point. Like, yeah, I've learned. We watched this last night. And we were all kind of in a home theater setup. The
Yeah,
person had a
it's
really
nice.
good sound
Yeah.
bar and the fancy lights that change color.
Yeah.
And it was a great setting. But I learned last night like there is too much sound,
Mhm.
Yes.
especially in a horror movie, because you're gonna jump. You want to jump.
Mhm.
But if you're jumping to the point where you're feeling the bass of any like disorienting and resonating sound
It
effect,
was like resonating in
you
your
know,
sternum.
yeah,
It was really.
oh
really
yeah, it was
uncanny.
too much, and I realized, and you know how, and it was reinforced. I was in the movie theater, and I was like, I feel like I watched it much louder yesterday in a living room than I
Mhm.
did in this movie theater today, and that's
Yeah.
not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I think there
Yeah.
wasn't a good mix between the two movies. Like the second one, there was too much sound. This one, there was too little. That became obvious when there was going to be a scare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely.
I think.
Like I'm definitely a supporter of less is more,
Mm-hmm.
but this time there was too much dead air. Like they would every single time they wanted a jump scare, no sound at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you knew as soon as the sound happened. Oh, you know.
No,
Yeah, you did know it was
coming.
I think. Here's something I noticed. I was gonna say I think Conjuring 2, the first hour and a half of Conjuring 2 is much scarier than Conjuring 3 was.
Mhm.
But Conjuring 3 I thought was more creepy than scary. There's a lot of body horror
Yes.
with a lot of contortion stuff,
Yeah.
and that I wasn't expecting, and it was more creepy because of that rather than scary.
Yeah, I can't say that the Conjuring thing. I was jumping out of my seat. Like I was like, oh gosh, like I'm like so afraid what's gonna happen next. Well, you know, we know sort of how it's going to end in the fact that they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like Anne and Lorraine are gonna be okay more than likely. My thing was that, and I think something that's not a credit of any of the Conjuring movies. Maybe the first one. It's been a little while since I've seen the first one, but the second and third one really, and I know I was explaining this to Nick before, really telegraph the scares, almost so that it's sort of like I know like YouTube people have like jump scare warnings.
Mm.
They
Yeah.
have little things. Like it's almost like that. Like it's like you're going to get scared, but just so you know, like this isn't like that big a deal. Like don't worry about it, bro. You're not here to get scared. Like was there times in this movie when you guys were legitimately like like
No.
No.
not
No.
really.
More so surprised than
Which is
anything.
surprised, yeah, because of the
Yeah.
misdirection.
The only
Yes.
thing that really, I think genuinely kind of
Gotcha.
put me on the edge of my seat a little bit was when the scene in the morgue.
Yes, and I heard that was the best scene in the movie
That was the best scene
from
in the
people,
movie.
and I agreed. As soon as I
That
watched it, I was like,
kinda
that was great.
crazy. That was crazy. The
Mm.
morgue scene was probably the best one.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
probably the best one. Yeah, or whatever they call them, mortician
Moridian
area.
or something.
Yeah, well, they said it was a
Moratorium.
funeral home,
Moratorium.
but
Okay. Oh, funeral.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
so good.
yeah, I guess when I'm thinking about it, I love the body horror aspect of this movie, and I love that this is the first one where it's like, oh, people died. Like, in the first two movies, no one's died.
Mm.
But, well,
Really?
technically, we saw the Amityville thing happen in the second movie
Yeah.
where they were dying, but,
Yeah.
like, it wasn't like that was the main story of the movie. This one, main story, people died.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, you know, this is kind of another, I think another strength of the movie was Lorraine's character development just seems to go through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And she's really confident in herself. I think because the first two movies you get so used to Ed being the brawn that you
Big Daddy Ed.
yeah, Big Daddy.
Big
Yeah, but
Daddy.
you really see Lorraine just the times she sticks up for herself, and doubt is a big part of this movie. They really go into like the legal aspects. How do you prove demon possession? Which, if you're unfamiliar with the court case that this is focusing on, they do successfully in real life say that it was murder due to demonic possession, and so he doesn't get the death penalty, which I don't know if that's true or not. I feel like death penalty
I'd
with just
love
one murder
to
would
research more
but-
into it.
Yeah.
Dylan,
That definitely felt like a moment that was like, we need to raise the stakes.
Yeah.
Just say death chair.
Yeah,
The electric chair.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I really like seeing that, and you could, from a feminist perspective, I think you could definitely analyze it as that, because
Yeah.
you saw her stick up for herself, you saw her stick up for her and her husband, the doubt that they get, and she's really like the focus for a lot of this movie, because you realize in Conjuring 2, she's got power. She's got some power
Significant
that's
power.
just
Yeah.
huge, and that's really focused on this one. And I think I appreciated that. I appreciated that she was more of a focal point.
How'd you guys feel about the it's kind of interesting because this is obviously in my mind what they were going for, comparisons between Ed and Lorraine, the like quote unquote old couple, and Debbie and Arnie, the quote unquote young couple. Because there was some really strong comparison at the end,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that you were supposed to draw upon that almost for the entire movie retrospectively. What do you guys think about that?
I liked Debbie and Arnie's relationship.
Yeah.
I think it felt real. There was never a moment that it felt like a fake relationship that they just made for a movie.
Sure.
And there were a few comparisons that you could see with their relationship.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was very prevalent,
Okay.
but it was definitely there that they were trying to compare these two. I feel like more so the second movie was showing more of like them as a couple through the little girl with like, oh, when you find someone, I married her.
So
And
we
then-
finally got their backstory in this movie.
Yeah, and then this movie we find out their backstory
Which
with the flashback sequence.
It
Yeah.
happened twice.
Yeah.
Same flashback twice. And then,
Which brings you to a huge problem in the continuity of things, and we got to talk about it. But like, I want to finish this, wrap up this
Yeah.
before we talk about anything else. Yeah. So, what about you, Skippy? What did you think about the comparisons between the old couple and the young couple?
To be honest with you, I didn't see them because
That's fair.
I haven't watched any of the Conjuring movies before, so I didn't really know what to expect, and I wasn't really looking for comparisons. I was just kind of watching it to watch it.
That's fair.
I mean, I didn't. I mean, just because Lorraine and Ed are so much older, I don't think I saw a lot of the comparisons because their mannerisms are different and the way they handle themselves are very different.
Definitely, yeah.
But must say that I did like the relationship between Debbie and Arnie throughout the beginning of the movie. I mean, towards the end, it was kind of a little here and there. Like, I didn't really... Like, she was just kind of, like, there the whole time.
Yeah.
And he was just kind of freaking out the whole time. So, like,
she was very supportive. I think that's the one thing that I loved, that she was so supportive. Like, she literally just saw him kill someone, and she was still supporting him.
Yeah, she was like, no, it wasn't him.
Yeah.
and that was my big thing. It is true of both of them that it's the guy that's, like, going through a rough time, you know? Like, you know, physically or, like, demonic possession, sure.
Yeah.
Right? And so then that makes the respective woman step up, you know? And I think we especially see that with Lorraine. But, like,
sure.
it's tough. It's tough, like, you know, having, like, somebody you care about in prison. And, like, you kind of do what you can, and, like, she's, like, contacting people and everything.
Yeah. I think that whole, you know, I didn't notice the parallelism, but now once you said it, I guess there is a lot of comparison. And I think,
Yeah, I didn't get it till the end.
until the end.
I didn't get it till
they go side by side a lot.
Right, and it's like, the power of our love.
Yeah.
Corny, cornball.
Little bit of
Our
that.
love is our weakness, but it's our strength.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I think that's definitely the weakness of, like, every Conjuring movie.
Yeah.
Where it's like the ending, it's like, man, our love will overpower anything in the world.
It's literally, it's like Fast and Furious, but just with love instead of family.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
What if Vin Diesel was in
The Conjuring.
the Conjuring
Awesome.
universe?
That'd be awesome. Holy moly. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Great.
My big thing, alright, so the Warrens are real people.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
They're real people. They always have those little interstitials of them at the end where it's like them actually doing their thing, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But my big thing, the real Warrens were born in the 20s, the 1920s, right? So in this movie, I think they'd be roughly, like, they're like an age apart, like 55 and 56. That's not accurate. I refuse to believe that they're 55 and 56.
These two actors. That
No,
they
would have been
couple.
61 because this happened in 1981 if they were born in 1920,
there
right?
you go. Yeah, I think it was like 1926, 1927.
Oh,
something like that.
1926. Oh, I thought you said 1920. That's
So,
why I was...
late
Oh, my bad.
50s.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they're in their 50s.
Yeah, the two actors, and maybe,
Mid-50s.
and maybe this is just showbiz, but the two actors in this movie that play Lorraine and Ed are just so good looking for their age.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
really is
especially
astounding.
Ed for me.
Oh, Ed is
Yeah,
Ed.
especially Ed. Ed is just hot.
Ed is
He's like a
hot.
hot, like
And-
40 something.
And the fact that they've been through this much and he doesn't have a single gray hair, like, come on.
Yeah, I think.
Blonde David Hasselhoff.
Why I'm bringing it up though is that when they did their flashback, it's like, oh, this is when we met when we were like 17 or 18 or something like that. It looked like it was like the 1940s, and then I was like, I don't understand that, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I do. It is the 1940s because that's when the real Warrens would have met each other.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, and then I was like, so they're trying to tell us that they're supposed to be like 50 something in this movie. I just didn't believe it. I just didn't believe it.
Gotcha.
And it was like a bit of like a logical fallacy for me. But, you know, I mean, it helps to de-age people, you know? It just
Yeah.
makes them more...
Patrick
people.
Wilson, just in general, is a very beautiful man.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of hard
Like the
to...
Patrick Wilson fan, Ryan. I've heard you say that.
Listen,
Times.
Patrick Wilson is in a lot of good movies, and he's always, like, one of my favorite
One of the
parts about
best
them.
people there, yeah.
It's not just because he's beautiful. He's a very good actor, but
Yeah,
he's
he's
also
good.
very beautiful.
But,
So
Yeah.
talking about flaws, what would you say is the biggest flaw that this movie has?
Why don't we go to a break and then talk about flaws?
oh,
yeah, let's do that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, so we just started our new recording, and Bill was just saying that he's got a lot of them. So
What? No, I just...
Yeah, a lot of flaws.
My thing, I think this is the weakest... Alright, like self-proclaimed. This is a very weak flaw to have with any movie because I feel like it's very vague and anybody can agree with you on this, and anybody can disagree with you, but I'm just going to go out there and say it. I did not think that the pacing was very good. I thought we spent a lot of time on things that maybe could have been sped up just a tiny bit. And it was not a long movie.
Mm-hmm.
But there was just times in, like, the police station and times with... because this is not a slow burn horror film.
No.
This is not a slow burn horror film.
No.
So that's not to the credit of this right now. I don't know. I felt that, like, when things were happening, they were very good, but we had to spend so much time helping the cops so that they would help them.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had to spend so much time on the weird interconnectedness of Lorraine and what's her name?
The daughter.
The daughter of the father.
Yeah.
And it was just, for me at times this is a bit much, because I'm used to the Conjuring movies moving at, I call it the Back to the Future pace, where literally no time is wasted whatsoever, and you get exactly what you need out of every scene, which is not to its credit. I just want to say I love Back to the Future, but there's definitely some times when, like, it's like, oh my gosh, like, this is like a lightning fast movie, you know, it's like Slim Fast Diet movie, you know, so that was my big problem. But I thought the soundtrack was good.
The soundtrack was great.
Yeah, but I don't know. But if we want to stick on flaws, I don't know if you guys.
I can stick to.
Yeah, want to speak on that? Maybe.
Yeah, I think I can speak on that pacing. And I think it goes hand in hand with my complaint about, which I think is again subjective, definitely. But
yeah,
I agree with you with the pacing. I will say all three Conjuring movies, all the writers are brilliant at starting.
yes,
All three movies have just such solid starts, and I was really happy to see that. But then, it becomes, to me, I said this earlier, it feels like an investigation film, and I think it was halfway through where, you know, we get to, like, you know, focusing on this guy, what was his name?
Arne.
Arnie. Yeah, his name's Arnie.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
And it kind of hit me. I felt like I was watching a thriller.
Yeah.
And it felt less like a horror. It was like a thriller with horror elements. Kind of like Silence of the Lambs. Is a
like
horror.
Memento.
Memento. It's a horror movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a thriller movie at its essence.
Horror element.
But it wasn't
Yes.
handled poorly. Like, I think that
No.
for what it is, it was handled pretty well.
Yeah, I agree. And it wasn't necessarily a weakness, but I think the partial pacing played into that, where I felt like during our downtime, it was like the investigation part of a thriller movie.
There was a lot of back and forth, and I think that's where a lot of the pacing issues come from, because they didn't focus on one thing for a very long time.
And I think I agree, Bill. You hit it right in the nose with my biggest issue, which was the pacing. Everything felt rushed but slow once you got to that rushed point.
Yeah.
So, like, it rushed the police station, then the slow down, like, scene with, like,
to find the
girl. And then to go, rush to the hotel. Oh, there's something happening. Okay, let's rush the funeral home. Okay, we'll slow down there.
Yeah.
Which I did like the funeral scene. That's a no.
It's really good. Yeah.
But it was that rush to then slow, then rush to slow.
Yeah.
How about you guys? Like, I hit this point where it was like, oh, we need to find out where she's doing this stuff from. It's like, well, I think it was underground, and there was water, and there was a muffled train, and I was like, I don't care. Like, please, just get to the thing.
I looked at you, and I was gonna be like, that train is what's gonna...
The train is going to be the killer thing. And then the train is never really talked about all that much.
No, it's like, oh, there's a train that runs this way. She's there. Go. And it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So
The river! By the river!
The
Yeah.
river! By the river! Oh God, Father! You
Yeah.
know, what's his name? Father it's not
I don't
Cancer.
remember.
Father Cancer.
It wasn't Father Cancer. It was kind of close to that.
or something.
No, and there was Father Newman.
Oh, poor Father Newman. He's just trying his best.
I know. I would not trust Father Newman in that
Chaplain.
situation. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, his introduction is like, first of all, I know, it's pretty much like, I know a guy, and then he's the guy, and the first scene that we see him in, he's like, come down to my basement. And then Lorraine goes, I don't want to go there. Like, okay, that automatically means that's where shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That was a red flag.
I would say
right
as soon
away.
as she said that, I was like, oh, something's going to happen here later.
Yeah, and then so when they said that, when they discovered that it was his house, I was like, oh, that's not really surprising because earlier in the movie, it was bad vibes.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, here's my thing. Like, I'm really glad they didn't go for the easy red herring and be like, oh yeah, it was the father the entire time.
yeah.
Like, thank
I was
God.
really afraid that was gonna
Yeah,
happen.
yeah,
I was afraid that was gonna
God,
happen.
I was gonna be so bored.
Mhm.
You know, because like it's such an obvious thing, and then like, you know, it's like when you're part of the church long enough, you know, when he was launching into that whole speech, he's like, oh, they kept things here, things they didn't
That
know
things
or
they were scared
understand.
of.
And I'm like Palpatine.
Yo, that was his like use your anger.
Use your power, Theo.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh no.
Which is, you know, it's funny that you bring up Star Wars because on the way down, when we were coming to go see the movie and talking about Star Wars, and I said I didn't like how they did the connection between Rey and Kylo. Like
Yeah,
the mental
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
They do the same exact thing.
They did.
with Lorraine and the daughter.
Yes.
And I was thinking the entire time,
Yes.
this is literally just Rey and Kylo, but scary.
And-
Like,
Chippy, I was thinking about you too in that same context
That's
because
so funny.
there's a scene later towards the end of the movie where Lorraine is in this hallway and she sees two of herself.
yeah.
And she
That
like
was
she like
so
falls
weird.
and she sees herself fall in front of her.
Mhm.
And I pictured her getting up like Rey and just being like, and like the snap like echoing throughout.
Yeah.
I'm really glad they didn't do anything like that. You know, there's this really and speaking to and this is this a weakness for you guys? The fact that the perspective change because it's in this movie they really focus on Lorraine's power to live through a demon.
Right.
And see the demon's eyes. Do you guys think it was a weakness of how many times they flashed back and forth to what the demon's seeing and what Lorraine is seeing?
I think they should have done it less. I think it was an effective device for a
Yeah.
lot of it, but I think that they used it too frequently. I think
They got
it
too
was-
excited.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think it was an easy way to get out of tight situations. Which I think I don't know, like they didn't really have to rely on thinking. They just kind of were like, okay, Lorraine, do this. And she would do it, and then she'd be like, oh, she's there. Oh, she can see us too. Oh, they're there. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, we should go here.
Yep.
And that's probably my
Yeah.
biggest issue. Like, I didn't like the pacing, like Bill said, but my biggest issue was the fact that they relied on Lorraine's powers for the most part. I mean, I don't know, because it was really interesting, like, when they were in the morgue and she touched the hand, and she was like, oh, I can't see anything.
That was interesting.
That was really interesting.
That was
interesting. I was like,
yeah.
It
That's
would've
a
been
weirdly
cool.
dull.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would have been cool if they dived into that more. Like there was like a certain circumstance where she couldn't use her power.
Like blocked or something.
Right. Yeah, but that didn't happen, and she just needed to tighten her grip.
Yeah, it felt like a moment like the symbols in WandaVision, where it was like
Yes.
you can't use your powers there.
It was
Yeah.
exactly like that. I was thinking of WandaVision more than once during the watch the movie.
Yeah, me too.
Lorraine
I
kind of
don't
acts
know
like her,
Yeah.
which is, I mean, that's not a weak point. It's just like I get some Wanda vibes because she's confident in her powers,
True.
and it's she's alone for a lot of it.
True. I'm gonna say so much like lone thing.
Yeah. I think it's kind of funny though, because like as the movies go on, more of Lorraine's powers are showcased. Like in the first movie, there's not much
No,
that she does with their power.
no, yeah.
But I like that. They didn't overdo it. The second one, they do a lot with their powers. I didn't really mind it that much, but and then the third one, they really explore her powers.
She's almost super powered in this one. I would argue. Like she can like tell things. You know.
Yeah,
Relive
so
events.
Yeah.
and now, okay, is that a weakness? Because there's exorcists and
Approached
psychics are the
it.
same thing.
Approached it.
Yeah,
I think
it
for
was
me.
borderline a weakness there.
Well, it's like my big thing is that like, whether you believe in like spirits or not, like the thing is that at this point in the Conjuring universe, we're all there and we all take it as fact that like there are ghosts and spirits, and so that's why it makes it so painful. Like stuff in like the police station, it's like, well, I don't believe in no ghosts, And it's just like, oh god, like
the
it's like,
doubter.
okay, like here we go.
No, they have to prove to this guy.
Yeah.
Sideshow trick time.
Yeah, they should have invited them to dinner.
Oh, that would have been crazy.
Yeah.
They would have did that to everyone who didn't believe them.
That'd be cool.
Big boy Ed.
Do you think that they actually had some haunted stuff in their house? Or in their museum? Like in real life?
In real life,
Oh, in real life. Oh,
I'm
Yeah.
sure that they took like things here and there.
it's like those are bad. There are bad omens
Yeah.
out there, and I think this brings us to a really interesting question that we've never actually discussed. Maybe we haven't. I don't even discuss this on camera. But
Yeah.
do you guys believe in ghosts or spirits?
Yes.
Okay, Ryan, yes.
Skeptic, but yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Skippy?
I gotta go with Bill. I'm very skeptical.
Yeah. Never seen any hard evidence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I believe that things that happen sometimes have a logical explanation, but there are some things out there where you just like you can't you can't explain them through reason.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
things-
like, well, what else is there?
What
know
about
I
you,
mean?
Nick?
Yeah, I definitely do, and I think what I love about the Conjuring movies is they all three of them.
Yeah.
They start off with the story, and it's based on a true story. And unfortunately, a lot of horror movies will do that.
Yeah,
It was inspired on a true story. Yeah, raise the stakes, and like a murder turns into something really supernatural. And it doesn't make sense. Paranormal Activity did that. That wasn't real footage, but they made it seem like it was
Yeah.
based on a true story. This is based on found footage.
Yeah.
And while that that's shocked the genre. Anyway, I do, and what I like is at the end of each movie is they give the real life evidence and they play it.
Hmm.
And you realize two things. One, that the direction of the film, the writing, is very good at matching real life events.
Yeah.
And then two, kind of what you were saying, Ryan, or Skippy, there are things that you can't explain, and the video recording evidence of that playing, the actual recording
Mm-hmm.
at the end, and of the possession and somebody
Yeah.
being possessed, like, it makes you wonder at the end every single time. Could this have been a little bit real? The pictures that they show at the end of the second one of the girl floating.
Yeah.
In real life.
How do you explain that? That was evidence. They captured it on camera.
Hmm.
And the police did go inside. They reported a moving chair that they didn't know they could not figure out how to move. I think that's why I like The Conjuring so much, because you get these ghost hunter shows where, I mean, maybe in the olden days, Ghost Hunters was
Taps,
cool.
baby.
Taps was great.
Baby.
But now,
Jason.
you got like Ghost Adventures and like
Yeah,
Paranormal
yeah,
Adventures and Paranormal
these
Files.
days,
It's like,
yeah.
I don't know if, I don't know. It seems a bit fictionalized just for watching and Conjuring. And
Yeah.
it does. It provides, it goes, look, we're going to create this movie based on a true event, but here's the recording.
Mhm.
Here's what we have to research this film. So, yeah, I do.
And it's like, holy crap, sometimes,
Mhm.
And like, there's always a level of doubt that you could have with each thing.
Yeah.
It could be like, oh, they could have used like some sort of voice modifier for the original one. Like, I know it was like 70s, 80s. They could have done something to
Yeah.
make the voice sound like that. With the picture, they even say it looks like she's jumping.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
there's different things
just
that
that,
you
yeah.
could say, but like, I don't know. Why would so many people do that? That's what I always think. And like, of course, they could all be lying. Some of them could be lying, some of them couldn't. But I don't know. I feel like there's so many people that believed in Ed and Lorraine Warren, and so many people that worked with them.
Mhm.
That how can this every single thing, not be real? Even if it's like one little event that happened that could have happened.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there were hoaxes out there. And they addressed that in the film, too. I think I forget if it was this one or the second one, where they say, listen, we've had somebody be a hoax before. We've done it, that.
Oh, the second one in England.
Right, in England they say,
Yeah.
like, we've done this before. We go to haunted house and it's a hoax.
Mhm.
But we don't feel it with this. And I think that's what it turns out to be, is like, there are some hoaxes out there. Are they all hoaxes? I don't think so. I really don't think so, because it comes to the not being able to explain logically
Right.
that happening.
I mean, my stepdad, he's gone to, I forget where he said, there was some house where like someone died or something, and he went and he was like immediately, like he felt the chill and everything. Like, it was just, I don't know. Like, there's so many people that say that they have experienced some kind of paranormal activity that it's too, the I don't want to say evidence, but the verbal confirmation that there is stuff out there like that, the numerous amount of verbal confirmation,
Mm-hmm.
I think outweighs a lot of the doubt.
Mhm.
Mm.
I think that's where a lot of this stuff comes from, especially when making a movie based off of a true story. Like,
Yeah.
sure, they can take some creative liberties here and there,
Mhm.
but I think a lot of it was based in fact, especially because it did center around a court trial, which was, deemed
Successful.
Successful.
Right,
They
yeah.
won. They won.
Which
And
is crazy.
yeah, it means they
Yeah.
were able to convince people that demonic possession can happen in real life.
Right.
Which is its own, and I think it's its own haunt. And I think that's where these movies make you genuinely scared. They don't make you scared of the events.
No.
True.
And some movies, they make you scared even after watching them because you're just thinking about the movie. I think The Conjuring does so successfully as a paranormal movie is it makes you think, what if it is real?
Yeah.
What if what I just watched, to a degree, has happened to people?
Yeah.
And I think that's why the series, at least the three of them, do really well.
Yeah, like what if Annabelle was actually fighting people and beating them up?
Yeah, Annabelle's or shit starts to fall apart.
Yeah, what if the crooked man, Tim Burton style, was
Yeah.
going after
Yeah.
people?
All right,
Right,
imagine
yeah.
if they made a movie out of that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, coming soon.
So then-
Oh God, I don't care. You know?
Let's go to now final thoughts with this
Yeah.
movie. I think for me personally, it's very close to the second movie.
Yeah.
And I think I personally found myself enjoy this one the tiniest bit more
Mm.
than the second one. And that's because of the body horror aspect of it. I'm a big
Really?
fan of body horror.
Mm.
So once that got introduced, I was like squealing like a little girl inside. I was like, ooh, like, yay! We have contortions.
we got a lot of body horror stuff to talk about in the future. Then
Yeah.
it'll be fun.
But I think the second one also felt like a soap opera at so many points.
Yeah. Jeez.
That the first one's the best one out of all of them.
Oh, for
Definitely
sure.
no competition.
Mhm.
I think for me personally, the third one kind of squeezed out a little bit in
Mhm.
front of the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about you?
Me, I personally, I think I agree with you, Ryan. And I'm not sure if it's just because we just watched them back to back. I guess it's really the best litmus test to let
Yeah.
you know. The thing, I definitely did enjoy it a bit more. I wonder why. I think it's because there's a lot more on the road and a lot more they're going around, they're doing stuff. While the other one was just like, it's almost like a bottle episode, you know, where they're just in the house and it's just like, oh, I hope you like the layout of this house, you know, because you're going to be recognizing it, like, you know, you're going to be like absolutely committing it to memory.
Yeah, and I hope you like lightning striking a tree in the front of the house that
yeah.
becomes a spear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Freaking The Nun. I don't know. It's all falling apart. But no, I definitely agree. Maybe with that, then, if I really put this above the second one,
Then it does hit top
I
three.
think it does hit top 3 because I think it'd be Conjuring, Annabelle, Creation, and then Conjuring 3.
Mhm.
Which is kind of crazy because there's a lot of Annabelle movies and The Curse of La Llorona, and
Oh, yeah.
there's so many other ones that I guess just
That's a Conjuring movie?
yep,
Yep.
Yeah.
technically, yep.
That was who the guy who directed this directed The Curse of La Llorona.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he did so much better.
Yeah,
job
there were
with this
definitely
one.
strides made.
Yeah, but that's where I'm at with it. Definitely worth the see in theaters. Always a good time. Good to be back. You know,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was almost euphoric just sitting in the seats
yeah,
again, just
so great.
taking it in. And
Now imagine going to the movie theater and seeing a really, really good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Skippy just prefaced his,
So what are your final thoughts?
what are
then?
your thoughts?
My final thoughts? I mean, I enjoyed it. It was a good watch. Would I watch it again? I mean, if my girlfriend wanted to watch it with me
Fair.
again, sure. I'd say, yeah, why not? But personally, I wouldn't go out of my way and spend $15 buying it to keep watching it. I mean, I wouldn't rent it on Amazon Prime or anything. But, you know, I enjoyed it. And, I mean, are we doing ratings or no? We're not doing
But we'll do it after.
Yeah, we can do it after.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, those are my final thoughts.
nice.
Mhm.
I enjoyed it, but not enough to watch again.
Gotcha. Well, fair assessment. What about you, Nick?
I did enjoy it. I keep going back to what was said about bringing in Arnie and his girlfriend. I realize you don't really get a lot of. They were young. They had to have been early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think it made it a bit more relatable. I think I found myself being able to put myself in those characters' shoes a lot more.
Oh, you can relate to Arne. Huh?
Yeah.
That's not good. Stay away from Nick for a little bit there.
Oh my god! And it's like that genuine concern for the relationship, and they're talking about. I think it's what it brought some youth to the series, but not in the sense of a kid, but in the younger age, and new adults,
Mm-hmm.
and what a paranormal would have an effect on them. Despite some of the pitfalls from revealing too much, and the direction being quite different from the first two, I think it would be better than this Conjuring 2, just because Conjuring 2 has huge pitfalls. Instead of building up character for the Warrens, they wind up doubting their own self.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. In this one, they're the hero, and it makes more sense. And they're learning more about each other, learning about themselves and their potential, and they're helping people. And I think it's just it's a happier ending.
Mm-hmm.
Same effect. It was really good. It was still a little bit of that genuine Conjuring feel that you got from the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I would absolutely recommend it. I think I'd watch it again. I don't know if I'd go to the theater again to watch it.
Probably not.
I agree. Yeah.
But I would definitely want to watch it again just to kind of see how it falls in order. I want to go back and watch the first one now
Mm-hmm.
and see how it holds up. Yeah, I did like it, and I guess I'll start with my rating. I think I'd put it at a 6.9, 7.0. I forget what I rated Conjuring 2 in the past. But I really enjoy the first Conjuring, and to me the first Conjuring is a solid 8 anyway. So I'd say 7.0.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you hit it right where I was gonna say 7, flat 7.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna give it a 6.95.
Oh.
No, I don't remember where I gave. I don't remember what I gave The Conjuring 2, and I don't remember what I gave the original Conjuring. But I think I would rate this like you guys were saying, slightly above Conjuring 2, because Conjuring is, I think, like an 8 point something.
I think I gave Conjuring a 9.
Wow.
If I remember correctly, I
You're
gave it
very
a 9.
generous with your
I was just saying I'm a little bit more generous.
More generous. Mm-hmm.
What about you, Skip?
So I don't know. I feel like because I haven't seen the other ones, I like it less than you guys, because the way that you guys talk so highly about the first Conjuring
Sure.
and Annabelle Creation and all of that good stuff, I feel like I have a little less appreciation for this movie and what it does to bring back some of the older elements of the Conjuring franchise.
Sure.
So, for me, going into the Conjuring universe, starting with this movie, I'd probably give it like a 5.7.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Okay, as a standalone film.
Yeah.
I got that. Yeah, no, I got that. Well,
I agree. Yeah.
it's nice that we actually got to see a movie in person now.
yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah,
That's
this has been
exciting.
a long time coming. I'm glad we all got to do this together, record it in person.
Yeah.
Man, I'm ready for normalcy. I'm ready to get back into theaters and as long
me
as
too.
everyone does what they need to do. I'm excited. Excited for this.
So does that mean A Quiet Place 2 at some point?
Yeah. It's gonna be out of
Maybe.
theaters soon. We better hurry.
Some people are saying it's better than the first one. We'll see.
Let
We'll
me
see.
tell you, there's no better summer than spent inside an AC theater.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Boys.
Say the one thing I'm my most anticipated movie this year, which it was last year but got canceled, was the new Candyman.
Right.
I am
know that was a big blow
ready
you.
for that film.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I wanted to cry because it was coming out right near my birthday too
Oh.
last year
When is does it have a new release date?
in October. I
October.
remember.
It'll also be great for Halloween.
Yeah,
I'm just excited for Black Widow, honestly.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff.
Black
coming
Widow.
up,
Yeah, there's a lot coming out.
Yes,
The
there is.
Eternals.
Yeah. Well, I always laugh and it's like, oh boy, I can't wait to go see the R-rated Doctor Strange
movie.
film. And then,
That's gonna be a horror movie.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Where are they going to
honestly.
use their F word? Or multiple F words.
Yeah.
Excuse me, they can do multiple F words.
Is Doctor Strange gonna drop an F-bomb?
It's like, oh, yeah, I swear, something bad happens, and Benedict Cumberbatch says, oh, fuck. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Lose my mind in these theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Elizabeth Olsen just starts dropping F-bombs everywhere.
She's like, God
Yes.
damn it. Yeah. Oh my God, yeah, and they're just like, oh my gosh. Well, yeah, she's gonna be in that. I forgot about that.
Yep,
yeah,
she's
features pretty prominently, apparently.
yeah. I mean, we've seen in WandaVision. We know she's gonna be connected somehow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's filling in her shoes as Scarlet Witch, one of the biggest characters in the MCU. So,
Yeah.
I'm excited for what's in store for the MCU. honestly.
Yeah, exciting things to come.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for watching this podcast. Of course, thank you to Nick, Bill, and Skippy for being here.
Always a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Always.
We're definitely gonna do another one in person soon.
Oh yeah.
We
Yeah.
we gotta do this. This felt so much different
Yeah.
than doing it
In a good
over
way.
Discord.
Kind of great. Kind of
Yeah.
great. We can like look at each other. It's like nice, you know.
Yeah.
I can,
Except next time we probably won't do it in that car.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
recording live from the parking lot.
Yeah, recording live from a parking lot where we could see like a Bunkie amusement park.
Yeah, we're surrounded by the weirdest things, and the weirdest stuff has been going on around us during this entire.
Yeah, I feel like I could see duct tape on some of the equipment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reminds me of a certain county fair back home. Right?
Oh me, oh my!
that we will
God.
not mention. Yeah,
We will not
sorry.
mention, but
Doxing, yeah. But-
I ain't gonna lie. When I saw the duct tape there
yeah.
and someone went on it, it started to wiggle.
Oh.
And I was like, nope, not going on it, not going on it.
Yikes.
Set up a camera. Free. What's Final Destination movie?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
imagine.
All right.
Favorite.
Yeah, so
Back
thank you
at
again
church.
to everyone for watching. We are so excited to be releasing some new stuff in the
We are.
future.
Yeah.
We're very excited for We Put the World to Sleep, which is hitting the final stages of its
Whoa.
production.
Editing, yeah, done.
I cannot wait
Done.
for
He's
you.
hoping he's
Yeah.
actually submitting it now.
Can we do like a viewing reaction?
Well,
Oh.
he said something about like he would absolutely make sure we got a copy of it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which that's awesome, you know.
Yeah, we'll definitely hit him up so we can. I don't think we could probably react to it live just because I don't think he'd want us to spoil like that.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'd have to do like post, but it'd be awesome if we could get it like like on the day it came out or whatever.
Yes,
you know?
definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk to Adrian. He's our guy.
Or
Yeah.
direct line to
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could
Oh,
get
like-
Barry Church with us.
Oh my
That'd be
goodness!
awesome.
All our hits. Yeah, we'll call up Austin Michael. Man.
Exactly. We'll
Yeah.
call the whole gang together.
Oh my goodness!
But I think we're like the
Watch.
only people who's really watched Be My Cat, a film for Anne.
Well,
Besides
love-
Brianna. Brianna watched it too.
Oh, like of the
Wait,
group.
Brianna
Yeah,
watched
yeah.
it?
She did. I told her to watch it,
Whoa.
and I there was two text
Too scared.
messages I
She's
got.
definitely scared about it.
Really?
I got a text message saying, "Okay, I'm starting Be My Cat film for Anne," and then an hour and 20 minutes later, I just get a text message that says, "Okay, what the fuck?" I was like, "Yeah, accurate."
yeah, that's pretty. That's how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately.
I made Becky watch it. I forced her to watch it.
Wow.
Did she like it?
She thought it was good. She I don't know. I don't think she appreciated the improvisation
Mm.
as
Yeah.
much as I did, or as much as we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is great, yeah.
But she thought that some of the I don't know.
Elements
I don't
like
know.
where.
Some of the elements just didn't
Well,
land right for her.
well,
Yeah.
and
And I think
the
that's.
Three Stranger style. You know, you just can't-
I think that's just movies in general. Not everyone's going to
Yeah.
agree.
Right,
I think
yeah,
that's something that we support because we want you to form your own opinions. You could think that Annabelle Comes Home is the best movie in the Conjuring universe.
You're good.
You'd be wrong. Okay. Yeah. Just remember, guys, if there's one thing we try to get across on this podcast is that our opinion is always right. If you disagree with us, refer to rule 1 of this podcast.
Yeah.
Go ahead, shoot us an
No,
email.
please,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
please.
Tell us how you feel. If
hopefully
it's
this-
wrong, get banned.
Yeah. Hopefully the sarcasm rings through doing all these things.
Yeah, please, yeah.
Please, we beg you.
No,
It's sarcasm.
I can't be doxxed. You promised, Ryan.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, well-
But thank you, everyone, for watching.
Enjoy
Be on the
this.
lookout for more podcasts in the future. We've got stuff planned, so just be on the lookout for it. And remember, don't talk to strangers. Bye, everyone.
See ya.
See you guys.